So here's the thing where Aiden is making his big speech to the rest of the big bad mages around this area, and now Darren is saying like, call Rose and tell her to come and see the fight and whatnot, or not see the fight, but just come halfway through here. We're gonna leave from here, meet halfway, so that she can be around us because she'll be safer, and we're gonna pick. So we're supposed to choose to call Rose. So I'm guessing I'm on it is the way to call her. I notice the volume of the set is maximum. It's good thing I saw this before Rose tried to contact us on her own. Set the volume down to its lowest and put the transfer close to my ear in order to hear her properly. Then I tap on the receiver lightly from the other end. Rose, can you hear me? I whisper through the transceiver. There's no response. Rose, you need to tap the device once for me to hear what you're saying. Barry, where are you? What happened? Rose, listen to me closely. I can't talk for long. We are teleported to where the giant appeared a minute ago. Do you remember where that was? Can you make your way to us? Yes, I know where that is. I'll be right there. Be careful. I finished talking with Rose and noticed that there's a loud murmur coming from the people around me, and everyone is moving to clear. Yeah, this is where Hardrick tries to fight Aiden and whatnot, or something like that. And there we have two options: is to go, in which case Aiden points us out like, hey, look at those guys leaving, or you can stay here and watch the fight. Which I think I did last time as well, but you can always just stay here and watch the fight, and I think that's what we're supposed to do, stay and watch the fight. Okay, actually I think we should watch the fight too. Oh yeah, and what's that? Give me one good reason. Gathering intel. Remember how Aiden easily dodged all your attack in the first time we met him? Since he isn't going to use any magic, there should... Yes, we have already seen this fight. Hardrick pretty much gets owned immediately. Give us some valuable info. I'll still read it if I, just in case I'm fucking up and I've not read this. Regarding this martial arts training, valuable enough to risk our lives for it. Yes, actually. Do realize that we'll likely have to fight him by the end of this tournament, don't you? Should we take advantage of every chance we get to try and find his weakness, even at the risk of our own safety? Darren grumbles the way he always does when he can't find a good argument enough to counter argument to throw in my face. Eventually he calms down and steps forward to get a better look at the battle that is about to begin. Kate, who has heard our discussion, is also stepping forward in order to see the fight better. She's wearing her hood and covering herself in green cloak in order to hide the fact that she's a woman. The two combatants are now circling each other. Aiden is smiling as usual, and the dwarf has a big grin on his face. Neither of them are holding any weapons. Are they planning to fight barehanded? Fight starts suddenly without any warning. Both of the fighters lunge at each other at the same time. Hardrick initiates by jumping into the air, raising his right leg as high as he can and bring it down like an axe in an attempt to smash the Stillwater skull. Aiden steps casually to the side. The dwarf's boot hits the ground, makes a small crater, and sends rubble flying all over the place because he's not a dwarf, he's a giant. The Stillwater wastes no time and hits Hardrick in the chest with his right palm. The strike sends a powerful blast of air all around him, pushing the dwarf back 10 feet. What the hell is this? Shouts one of the mages. They barely even started fighting and they're already using strength enhancing magic. They're not using any magic, says another mage. I've been closely monitoring their magical aura since they started. There have been no fluctuations so far. What? You're going to tell me that they just did a whole lot of squats and push-ups? You can get this powerful just through training? Yes, you can. In theory, there's a kind of magic that helps with surpassing the limitations of human body while doing physical training. The downside is that unless you have a lifespan of hundreds of years, you'd have to spend most of your life training in order to reach their levels of strength. Could they have been using stat devices too? I highly doubt it. The two contenders are now moving so fast that I can barely follow them anymore. Aiden is landing most of his hits, but the dwarf doesn't seem to be having any trouble tanking them. Hardrick, however, hasn't managed to hit the Stillwater once. Whatever, it looks like he got a decent chance. Aiden flows like water, effortlessly getting out of his way, subsequently using the dwarf's momentum against him in order to make him lose his balance. I think this is just whatever. Yeah, we have already seen all this after this. So this is where Aiden points to us and goes like he's also a Stillwater and whatnot. So everyone's looking at us. So now you have several options to pick from. So last time I went with like, who, me? I'm not a Stillwater, but that's not the correct option because they're like, we saw you fight the dragon before. And so I'm gonna go with what? What are you looking at? Never seen two Stillwaters in one place before? A bluffing boy, says one of the mages, so raised to come by a Stillwater nowadays that this very existence has been turned into something of a legend. There's no way that two of them would show up just like that after so many decades of absence. Nonsense, Aiden says. Surely you must have seen him battle a dragon in the sky single-handedly a few hours ago. It's a loud murmur again as many of the mages confirmed having seen me duel the dragon. Speaks the truth, I tell them. That dragon was in my way, so I had to get rid of him. But you don't have to worry about that unless, of course, you plan to stand in my way as well. The mages start talking amongst themselves, but they're hesitating to respond to my provocation. This is just like a white mage is gonna be like, oh, you're bluffing, I know about this and whatnot. So there are apparently the two options here, and we're gonna see which one is the one we are supposed to pick. This is actually kind of funny because one of the achievements that you get here requires you to pick up I have actually picked up, walk up to him casually and attempt to intimidate him, which does work. I believe this one does not work, but apparently that's what I was supposed to pick. Ask the white mage if he's willing to bet his life on that. And he's like, I intend to bet all of our lives on that and all that bullshit. And then he's gonna start fighting because that's exactly what we did before. I'm not gonna read it again. We're going to then choose to shoot his henchmen. That's what it says. Assist Darren by shooting the henchmen in their heads with my crossbow. Try to take the healer by surprise with my speed and stab him in the heart. So we're gonna actually assist him shooting the henchmen. So we're gonna do that. Then we'll just have to make sure we kill each of them in one shot, I tell him, as I pull out my crossbow from my backpack and aim for their heads. Alright then, I'll take the 9 on the left, you can take the 3 on the right. You really are looking down on me, aren't you? Yeah, I'm not the one trying to act all badass with a glorified slingshot in his hand. He doesn't give me the time to reply and rushes into the midst of the enemy forces, swinging his sword left and right. I guess I should be getting to work as well. The 3 on the right, huh? I shoot the first one in the head while he is being distracted by Darren's bull rush. Second one barely had the time to understand what was going on before I also shot him down. The third one sees what happened to his comrades and attempts to rush at me with a dagger, but it was a futile attempt. Once I killed the last one of the henchmen on the right side, I looked towards the healer, noticed that he is no longer protected by any of his bodyguards. What's more, he isn't even looking towards me, being more concerned with what's happening on the different side of the battlefield. It was the easiest thing in the world to take him out as well, with a well-placed shot to the temple. When they see their leader fall to the ground, the mages in his team, who were still left alive, completely freak out and start running away as far as their legs can carry them, without as much as a single glance back towards us. I guess that's that, Darren says, and he starts walking back towards us. As he approaches my location, we suddenly find ourselves surrounded by about 10 rock golems, which did happen last time as well. Last time I tried to stab the healer and got fucked up, but this time there's a little bit difference, but we're still getting fucked up. We're getting surrounded by the rock golems. I do remember that one. What's the matter? Still water and this and that. I'm going to shoot the golems with a little crossbow as well. This isn't good. Darren won't be able to try and keep up the golem with them. You can actually fight the golems if you have like 3 strength, I believe. But since we don't have 3 strength, we have not put any points in that, I believe. Yeah, we have not put any points in that. If you have 3 strength, I believe you can just smash through the golems. Honestly, you're not going to be killing as many golems as Darren, even with maxed out strength stat, but still, you're going to do fairly well. But in this situation, since we don't have strength, choose to avoid getting hit by the golems. We're going to try to avoid getting hit as long as possible. We're going to pick that. Speed check successful, level 1. This is the exact same thing we did last time, so it's pretty much just that. We run around and at the end of the day, all the golems are taken out by Darren eventually. And after that, Kate will take out some of them. And then all the mages have like hiding there and whatnot, and then the one of them pulls out the Stillwater bullshit, right? One of them pulls out the Stillwater skeletons, the necromancer that we fight at the end in the 11th chapter, and then that motherfucker takes pretty much just like destroys. His skeletons are destroyed by that one supreme mage who's like the best mage around, using the staff and like the sonic attack that he does. But other than that, we're gonna look at this choice. So Azirius was the name of the super mage that we are currently getting help from. So we're gonna ask, why are you helping us? Well, I couldn't just stand by and watch these overgrown bully attack a defenseless young lady. Defenseless, Kate shouts. Young lady, Darren shouts. Confused. Before they get to finish their conversation, the major he's gonna pull out the skeletons and he's gonna get destroyed and whatnot. We have seen all this. So this is where Zack runs away. Zack the necromancer or whatever, he runs away from all the other, what is it called, fucking mages, but it's actually an illusion and everyone fall for it. And now the Azirius like, oh, I'm amazed that everyone fell for an illusion like that. So we're supposed to choose illusion. Don't you mean a smoke bomb? Right, this? No, I was talking about that, what happened after the smoke. The 2 mages you saw run away from the forest were a fact decoy. The real mages waited invisibly for everyone to leave and then they teleported away. I figured they learned their lesson, so I let them off with a stern warning for now. They have not. Barry, Kate, Darren, we hear Rose shout from the other side of the clearing. Thank the gods you're okay. As she approaches us, she pauses to catch her breath. She must have been running all the way here. What happened? She asks us. How did you all end up in this place? It was Aiden, Darren asked. He teleported us here along with other 50 mages, probably in the hope that he'd get to watch us all kill each other, but he eventually got bored and teleported away. Most of the other mages left the clearing in a hurry a few seconds ago, chasing after some necromancer who tried to kill us all but failed miserably. I see, Rose says. She turns to his Hardrick and walks over to him, offering to shake his hand. You must be the shape-shifting giant from before.